Do you have any feeling for when someone comes in? Are they saying, "Hey, I saw you on Instagram"?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. It's funny if they're like under 30, it's usually I saw you on Instagram, and if they're over 30, it's usually I saw you on Facebook. Right. But besides that distinction, yeah, both of those like we get all the time. Or like I'll post in the morning that we have sticky buns and they sell out within 2 hours, and most of the people who come in are like, I saw it on Facebook and I want it. I'm here. I'd
be coming in like, yeah, I saw you on MySpace.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me you saw. Hello everyone, I'm David Cooney, your host of the In the Booth podcast, a podcast mostly about the people, places, and things in and around Mifflinburg, Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to have today's guest with me for our second session, part 2 we'll say, baker extraordinaire and owner of Gable House Bakery in Mifflinburg, Nikki Keister-Hornig. Mm-hmm. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah.
And people might figure out that they're going to have two thoughts. They're probably going to say, number one, you guys never changed clothes.
We never changed clothes, yeah.
Or you came back, a week later in the same exact outfits.
In the same outfit, yeah.
We'll let them wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Secret.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked before about, we'll call it from birth to bakery.
Yeah.
That's really what we did. We covered from birth to bakery.
Yeah.
So now I'd like to kind of take a look at the bigger picture.
Mm-hmm.
And we touched on before about your next door neighborhood outreach and what your big picture was for that and your kind of your ultimate goal. Mm-hmm. But I'd like to now switch gears a little bit and talk to you about downtown Mifflinburg and how what you're doing fits into the big picture of downtown Mifflinburg.
Yeah.
Because it's been a long, and I give you a lot of credit because, number one, you bought your building.
Yeah.
So that's a leap of faith in downtown Mifflinburg.
Yeah.
And that's when there were 2 or 3 of us.
Yeah, there were many.
Yeah, me and Stacy, maybe at Stacy's Towels and Gifts.
Yeah, I think she might have been there.
Yeah. And then you, and the thrift store obviously was always there. But so.
Stamps.
Oh yeah, Stamp K was at the Stam House.
Stam, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of Stams around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of Stams, but this is Stam. Yeah,
that's right. And then there were services like Lemon's Law Office and this, but as far as retail, and I thought, wow, good for her.
Yeah.
And you were probably thinking, ooh boy.
I mean, I think I always knew we wouldn't be completely dependent on walk-in business, and I think if we would have built our business model that way, it would have been pretty problematic. But because I knew we'd be leaning a lot on weddings and like specialty cakes and like people ordering stuff from us for their events, I really wanted to, like, my big goal was like downtown Mifflinburg needs a place.
Right.
So like, can I be that place somehow, or a place in downtown Mifflinburg? And so I wanted the storefront, but I knew it would be a loss for us at the beginning.
So had you been, I'll say, making money or had clients prior to having the storefront?
Not really. Okay. No, we kind of opened it all at the same time. I had taken a few cakes here and there, mostly to learn. It was mostly friends and family.
But there was no, your mom said, okay, you're going to take over the cake business.
Yeah, she had stopped doing cakes at that point for a couple of years.
At least. So there was no continuity from her. Ooh, that makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, but I mean, her reputation was really, really good.
Yeah.
With wedding cakes, in particular, in her gingerbread business. So I knew that for some people in our area, knowing I was Nikki Keister's daughter would be significant. But I know, I didn't expect that to carry us. I knew we'd have to build our own, presence and our own brand. So yeah, we didn't really have customers until the storefront. But yeah, I mean, probably for the first 3 or 4 years, most of our business was the weddings, the specialty cakes, the stuff like that. With the storefront being something I don't want to be a cake baker. People just order stuff. I want to be a real storefront bakery. So that was always a goal of mine. But it's not until recently that it's really started to pay off to have a storefront in Mifflinburg.
Right. So you're talking in terms of profit and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, walk-in business.
Right.
Because
there was always lots of walk-in business from the day you started.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the tricky thing with the case is I have to guess what people want and how much to make, right? I have no idea. So there's loss there that you can't avoid. Because even just to make the case look full and look inviting, like you have to have a certain amount of product that you know might not sell.
Yeah.
It's just there for looks almost.
Yeah. I never thought of that, but you're right.
So, like, and even, like, the times when I have, like, hit it right on the head and we, like, sell out by a certain time in the day, then I'll get, like, somebody come in and they're disappointed we don't have much. And I'm like, no, like, this is good. It's good we don't have much. So it's a hard line to walk, but there's a lot of loss with the storefront.
And if somebody comes in, like, Saturday afternoon and says, oh, you don't have much, well,
like,
we were open 3 other days, you could come in and we had a lot.
Yeah. And I've always struggled with that, of like, how do we keep the case full but not have so much left over that we're just wasting so much stuff. So yeah, there's loss there that you don't get when you're making 2 dozen cupcakes for somebody.
Right.
You make 2 dozen cupcakes and that's it, right? There's no loss there, but with the storefront there definitely is.
Is there, and I said, oh, let's look at the big picture, but now I'm looking at these picky details
no,
again because it interests me so much.
It is interesting, yeah.
So do you see any predictability in terms of like seasonality or something like event-based, like, oh, it's a Penn State weekend, we better have extra, I don't know, cheesecakes or, I don't know.
Yeah, over the years I have built some sense. So Penn State doesn't really do anything for us. Like, I've never experienced a boost thanks to Penn State traffic, but it could be I'm just not marketing in the right place. You know, like, I might not just be hitting that market, but there's definitely, like, obviously the holidays are huge.
Right.
And, like, Christkindl Market is huge.
The holidays, though, are probably more order based.
Yeah, lots of, like, super order based.
Right.
So we're really, really busy. We do a stand in the Christkindl Market as well, so,
right.
like, that time is always just crazy. And actually, our biggest wedding months are always May and October. Those are like the 2, like, we can have 5 or 6 weddings every single weekend, and we can still be turning people down because people want weddings.
This is because I don't know, but are those the big wedding months?
Yeah, those are like the big wedding seasons in our area.
Okay.
Everybody thinks of the summer as wedding season, and, like, certainly they're like weddings all summer long. But as far as, like, really, like, everybody wants those dates, it's May and October.
What month did you get married?
March.
Oh, you're not a sheep then.
No, I'm not. I also can't get married during peak seasons. So, March, yes. And then, of course, like, every business faces a lull in January, I think, and then things peak each holiday.
Yeah.
You have Valentine's Day in February, and then you have Easter in April, and then you have Mother's Day in May, and, like, you just go right down through. Every couple months there's, like, a significant holiday. It definitely ebbs and flows quite a bit. And then each week, like, we get a spike on Wednesday and we get a spike on Saturday, and Thursday and Friday are kind of like hit or miss.
Because you've been doing it long enough. Like, if you just count the last 4 years, you should have. Now, is that just all stored in your brain, or do you have spreadsheets and graphs and charts and?
I mean, I have access to sales data, which is really helpful. Our point of sale, like, keeps track of all of that.
Is that Square? Is it?
I use Clover, but yeah,
okay.
It's similar type of thing. So sometimes I'll sit down and actually look at it, but yeah, it's mostly like, when you ran out of eclairs by the end of the day, oh, we should have made a few more,
right.
or whatever. So we definitely adjust with the seasons in the case, and, like, try to, like, meet when it seems like things are going to get busier. Like, just these past 2 Saturdays, we had these crazy awesome sales days, and it was like, cool. Like, I never knew when to expect that.
That wasn't expected. It wasn't like, oh, something's going on.
Yeah, no, there wasn't anything particular going on, and it was just like, oh, it's because it's spring, I think.
What about weather?
Yeah, weather is a huge one, especially with the farmers market. Weather is huge. Definitely in the winter, like, snowy days, it's a wash. But and then as things warm up, you really notice, like, on a warm day, all of a sudden
people are out and about.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Well, you see that downtown too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and I've read some things too about it works both ways as far as, oh, it's too cold out. But then as soon as it goes over 92 or whatever.
And then it's too hot out.
Yeah. So people need to be in that comfort.
Yep.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I love that kind of picky detail about how people do what they do. Because everyone, I'm unique, I do whatever I want.
Yeah.
No, you don't. If it's over 92 on a Tuesday, you're staying home. Because
Yeah,
that's what the data says.
Yeah, that is what the data says. Yeah.
Tuesdays, you're not open Tuesdays.
I'm not.
Because Tuesdays is known in like as the day nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
They say if you want to go get a haircut, go Tuesday. Because for whatever reason, it's just like back to work on a Monday. Tuesday you don't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I try, like, if I know I need to get groceries or something, I'm your Tuesday guy.
You go on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's smart, yeah.
That's probably why all the borough meetings are on Tuesdays.
There you go.
They didn't have anything else to
Nobody
do.
has anything else to do, yeah. Yeah.
So, your business is in the first floor of it was, when I was a kid, it was an insurance agency.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who the gentleman was. I just knew when he showed up at my house, I'd say, "Mom, the insurance man."
Yes,
And that was what, they must have gone door to door to collect, your money's due. I don't know.
That's interesting.
It makes me wonder now why the man was there visiting with my mother. It's not like he gave me $1 to get ice cream or something. I was there too. So.
Yeah.
Still though, it's bizarre.
It is a little bizarre.
So you've grown, obviously.
Yeah.
So is that location still big enough for you?
No, it's really not.
So what are you doing? Just tripping over each other?
Yep. It is a challenge. I care a lot about being in downtown Mifflinburg. So again, it's like, where do you move to? And we definitely do trip over each other. We're out of fridge space again. Like, I feel like I'm always buying refrigerators,
right.
And like every nook and cranny in my basement has a refrigerator or freezer.
I bet your electric meter spins like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, the borough would know.
You didn't get a thank you note or anything?
Yeah, no thank you notes.
It's a wonder. You're probably too busy counting your money.
But yeah, we are out of space. That is the grand question is, so for me, it's more of an existential question as a business owner of like, do I want to grow this? Or do I want to like leave it at this spot where it is and like just let it like kind of stew here and like just refine what we do? My goal for this year is just refine. It's like, last year I felt like I was just hanging on all year, like just trying to survive. Right. And this year I'm like, nope, we need to refine our processes, get more efficient. Like, that's where I'm at right now. But then moving forward, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I need to make a 5-year plan or something.
Is any of that under your control as far as like, oh, well, if we quit advertising, then that will help, we'll get 12% less through the door, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, with the storefront itself, like I said, we haven't reached max capacity there. We could produce more for that. We could sell more there without too much more space. We'd probably be okay. It's more like we can really control how many orders we take, because when we're booked, we're booked. True. Yeah. So, and we book up almost every weekend. So it's a matter of like us setting our cap. So if we want to scale back, set the cap lower.
Right.
That's it. We do have some control there.
And so how many people are employed now?
Oh, I always have to think about this. So I have 3 full-time, and then myself, and then 3 part-time right now.
Wow. Yeah, so that would be tight in there.
Because
there's a lot to do other than baking.
There's a lot to do, yeah. So like one of my full-time is Maddie. She does the like office stuff and communicating. So she's not really in the kitchen, so that's helpful. But yeah, we also like added like a small like work area in our basement, like basically it's my decorating kitchen and then some other things down there. So we kind of have 2 kitchen spaces now, which is helpful. But even so, and now I've like displaced my dishwashing to the evening hours. Like I have dishwashers now, so that really helps because we aren't having somebody there standing at the sink doing dishes. So we're figuring it out, and I think we have room to grow yet. Like if I really wanted to, we could have a night crew, right?
Yeah.
With the space I have, we could do a night crew, and so there's still room to grow, but we are pretty tight.
Do you find yourself working nights ever? Like, oh, I got to get up at 2 a.m. and I don't know, turn the rolls or turn on the oven to low, those kinds of things.
I do more like, so we always start around like 3:45 a.m.
That's the day before, as far as I'm concerned.
So there's 2 of us who rotate that, but I more end up will work late in the sense of like decorating cakes or something. Right. There have been times when I've worked till midnight and then gone to bed and gone up 3 hours later.
Oh my!
Like that is not ideal.
No.
That is not ideal. Yeah, wow. We try not to do that.
And I don't know how many years ago it was, but I thought the one thing you were trying out, what I thought that was really interesting, was the music in the backyard.
Yeah.
Because it's a great backyard.
I would love to do that again. Yeah. We called it Sweet Beats and Treats.
Yep.
Which was fun. I loved it. I genuinely did, and I love music and. Yeah, but what it ended up doing was taking my Friday nights and like personally, I was like, I have to decorate cakes and it's really hard for me to host this thing in the backyard. Yeah. So then it's like, if we decide to do it again, which again I thought about bringing it back because I just really enjoyed it. I have to figure out how to like pay somebody to be there because it's not a moneymaker for us.
Right.
At least it wasn't then. It was like a few people show up and it's just nice. Like,
and they're not like showing up and saying, I need nine pans of sticky buns.
They
or
aren't
something.
doing that, no. It's very much like us hosting a thing where we probably aren't going to make much money, you know? It's like this Girl D hosting trivia.
Right.
And it's really great. But, like, it's not like they're making bank on that. Like, half the time I go, I just get water, you know? Like, it's like... but it's a really good community event. And so, yeah, I would love to bring that back. I just need to figure out how to make it work with everything. Yeah.
So when you opened up in downtown Mifflinburg, was that the same time you started selling at the farmer's market?
No, I just started at the market at actually January 2020. Good timing.
And that's, when we're saying farmer's market, it's the Lewisburg
Farmer's
And
Market.
it used to be an actual auction.
Yeah.
I don't know how far back it dates, but I think like from the 1920s
I
or
think
30s
so.
or something.
People still
like
call
that.
it the auction.
Yeah.
Which is funny to me because it's very much not an auction.
No, but that's, when we were growing up, well, where are you going? To the auction. That's what you did on Wednesdays. You got your french fries, some apples, and
yeah. Some people treat it like an auction. They come up and barter with you. And
oh, really?
It's like, oh, that's not how this works anymore.
That's interesting. Can you do a little better on the sticky buns?
Yeah, like, well, give it to me for $2 instead. Oh.
Yeah, if you order without walnuts, they're cheaper.
Yeah. We do them with pecans, but yes.
Okay.
Yeah, no, the farmer's market, I think, was, like, huge for us when we started there. It just exposed us to this whole group of people, I think, that didn't know we existed.
So you turned a lot of those into people that are going to travel to Mifflinburg.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and like even like I have some people, because we have slightly different things at the storefront than at the market. Most of it's pretty similar, but occasionally we'll have more things at the storefront. And what people say, like they were like, oh, I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna go over to Mifflinburg too. Like they like hit both places, which is really cool. So yeah, no, the farmers market's been really cool, and actually like a lot of like the other downtown business owners, like the new ones, I met at the farmers market as business owners. Right. Yeah, it's a really cool place to connect with other. Like it's like a whole community of like small business owners essentially. Yeah, it's really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Because I remember years ago there were certain staples in there, like the guy that fixes vacuum cleaners and French, and then there was a lot of tables full of stuff. Yeah. In addition to the produce and stuff. But
yeah, they're really working on like changing that, and they have like kind of this sense of like this conversation around like, do you have it be like a budget market or a like higher end market? And like they're still trying to figure out where do we fit in that spectrum. It's an interesting problem.
Yeah, you can't be all things to all people.
You can't.
It's a whole different crowd.
Find a niche and stick in it. Yeah,
and it's a whole different vibe as the feeling of it all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be hard driving past it on Wednesdays because of the traffic.
Yeah, that's true.
Walk-ups only. And good luck. Bicycles only.
Yeah, I love the farmers market. It's been really good to us. So.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, as far as your employees, when you need an employee, how do you find out? How do you find them?
It's happened a number of ways. Sometimes people just serendipitously reach out to us at the right time when it's like we kind of need somebody, and then somebody reaches out and they seem like they're a good fit. That's always nice. But Facebook has always been our go-to, and it always works for us.
So when you go to interview somebody, tell me about that process a little bit.
Oh my gosh, I'm not good at this. I like everybody. I bring Erin, my go-to woman, my kitchen manager. She really is the main gear that makes the whole bakery run, to be honest. Like, she's amazing. I bring her in on all of my interviews because honestly, I kind of see it as her team as much as mine.
Right.
Like, completely. So, she comes in with me because I like everybody. And I have gone through, like, I'll just wing it to, like, no, I need interview questions, and I need to really think about this, and, like, and even, like, last time I did, like, a round of interviews was, like, last summer, and I think the next time I'll still change my process again, because I still feel like there are things I'm not learning about people in the interview that I need to know. So, yeah, and I always, after every interview, I'm like, they were great, and Erin is like, she's like, did you not? I thought that, she, like, brings out, like, oh, like, maybe that answer wasn't so great or whatever. Or, like, yeah, I really like them too. And then I'm like, okay, good, it's not just me. So.
Did you not smell the alcohol?
That's never happened. But I have had, like, where I hired somebody and then, like, they were like, yeah, we're good to go. And then, like, they had a start date and they just never showed up. So we called them and we're like, oh, sorry, we must have miscommunicated. Like, here's a start, like, here's your start time,
Yeah.
and then they didn't show up again. And but every time we were on the phone with them, like, yeah, we're gonna. I was like, just say you don't have the job, like, it's not that hard. But so I've had weird.
Why on earth would you waste everybody's time?
It's time. Yeah, just say you don't want the job. Like, it's not hard.
I hope you keep a list of those things. And people can grow, and
they can.
And you hope they do, but
yeah.
Let someone else give them a chance first.
Right, exactly. So, but yeah, overall, like, I've had amazing, like, employees. Like Erin was like an amazing find. Like, she worked at Starbucks as manager for like 7 years, and then she came to us at
the Mifflinburg Starbucks or a different one?
Yeah, the Mifflinburg. But yeah, like, I mean, and I've always found the right people at the right times, and you know, you go through hard seasons, especially in the restaurant industry where there's a lot of turnover and it can be really hard. But when you find the right people, it's like really wonderful.
So I didn't hear you say the thing that everyone else is saying, like, COVID, nobody wants to work anymore.
I haven't experienced that at all.
Oh, good for you.
I hear that a lot, but I think people like the idea of working at a bakery too, so we don't really struggle to find people who are interested in working and like seriously interested.
So why do they, I mean, so they must think it's a good idea and a good job. So
yeah.
Other than the fact that you're throwing piles and piles of money at them.
Oh yeah, so much money.
Why do you think they think that? Do they think it's, hey, this is going to be fun, or this is going to be a life skill, or I'm going to steal all our recipes and open my own bakery down the road?
Yeah, I mean, more power to them. Yeah, I
think they probably have their eyes open.
Yeah, they do.
Oh
boy, this is not fun. Yeah, I think it's some people, it's like they're a hobby baker and think it'd be fun to do it. And some people, it's like they want to work for a small business, and like waiting tables isn't necessarily their jam.
Right.
So like working in a kitchen in a bakery, it can be a little more like you do learn some interesting skills. And we also try to create a really good work environment. I like always am like trying to evaluate if we're doing that well, and I think we are. So creating a really good place where people feel valued and like they're learning and like that they're being supported and empowered is like a big part of what we try to do too. So yeah, I don't know, like I haven't had any issue at all with people.
And your business is not one where you own the business but you're out of touch, because I stop by once every 3 weeks to make sure, you know. So I would think that probably eliminates a lot of the like pettiness, drama, the other stuff that can kind of happen when the boss isn't around.
Yeah, I think I'm very involved, right? Even though, like I said, Erin really runs the kitchen these days, but like I am there, you know, 60 to 80 hours a week, like doing all the other things and decorating cakes and like everything. And yeah, I also think it really helps to have the right manager. Erin is also like just very much on the same page with me on all that stuff.
So is there anything you look outside of your own employees for, like payroll or, you know, technical sorts
of? I should do more. I pretty much do almost all of it in-house.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a lot. But like QuickBooks is great.
Yeah.
So QuickBooks payroll makes that super easy and user-friendly. And like
this podcast brought to you by QuickBooks Payroll.
Yeah, the QuickBooks Payroll. Yeah. They're really good, actually. I do recommend it. Yeah, that's really great. And like Maddie, my employee Maddie, who does all the communicating, like she does all like the emailing for me. I do my own website design. I do my own like advertising, graphic design.
Are you the one who then, do you task someone with posting to Facebook and Instagram? You do all that yourself?
I do all that.
My goodness.
I know.
I see where the 80 hours a week is quickly adding up.
With the social media, if I did enjoy doing it, I wouldn't.
Right.
So it's partly that I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy getting to share our story. And so far, like I feel like I'm probably the best person to share a story, so I enjoy it.
That's probably, since that is such a big way that you put yourself out there, it's probably ideal that someone whose heart is literally in it is the one doing the sharing. Because you can love your business, you know, no one's going to love it like you.
Right, yeah.
Even your best, closest friend, it's not their baby per se.
Right, exactly, yeah. I mean, I've started to have my girls post to like stories on Instagram and stuff, which is really great because I'm not always in the actual kitchen where like things are happening every single day. So they've started to do that more, and they do an awesome job with that. But as far as like, I'm very like story oriented, and like I like telling stories, so it works out for me to do it.
Do you have any feeling for when someone comes in? Are they saying, "Hey, I saw you on Instagram"?
Yeah. All the time.
Really?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. It's funny if they're like under 30, it's usually I saw you on Instagram, and if they're over 30, it's usually I saw you on Facebook. Right. But besides that distinction, yeah, both of those like we get all the time. Or like I'll post in the morning that we have sticky buns and they sell out within 2 hours, and most of the people who come in are like, I saw it on Facebook and I want it. I'm here.
I'd be coming in like, yeah, I saw you on MySpace.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't me you saw.
I did have that happen once. Somebody ordered a pie for Thanksgiving, and not MySpace, but somebody ordered pie for Thanksgiving, and they didn't pick it up. They ghosted us, so I called them at the end of the day. I was like, "Hey, your pie's here." She's like, "I was there earlier, and a man told me that you didn't have my pie. Like, he looked through this file folder." I'm thinking, there was no man working today, and B, I don't have a file folder for orders. And I was like, "Are you? Did you go to the right bakery? Like, where did you go?" And like, she's from like Tioga County or something, and like ordered from the wrong bakery, and thought it was like, so this poor woman, like I felt bad for her. I just felt bad for the other bakery mostly. I was like, I'm super sorry guys that this, like, because you feel terrible when you miss an order.
So did she order from like a local bakery to her?
I think so. I don't know.
And then she was looking 60
then she
miles
stopped
away.
in there, yeah.
So we were talking about social media, and you said, "Wow, I post on Instagram and there's people at the door."
Yeah.
That is so cool.
It is cool.
So, do you have like a social media, like a calendar or a plan, or just wing it?
I do wing it. I shouldn't. I mean, I have like a general, like, on Wednesdays I usually post about what we have because it's the beginning of like our open week,
right.
And like we're at the farmers market, and it's like, but I normally just like post what I'm excited about or like what we're doing, because like I feel like that's the most genuine way to go about it, and it works for me, thankfully. I sometimes feel like I should be way more like regimented, and there are some weeks when I am like a little like burnout or frustrated, that like I post less. And that's genuinely what happens.
Well, that's you know, that's where you are. And maybe people realize that, like, oh man, she must be busy to eat or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And there are people that advise, like, oh, you create it in batches.
Yeah.
And that saves you so much, which we're doing today by accident.
Yeah, we are doing that today by accident.
It's a happy accident. But that would be hard, for you. How are you going to, no, I want to feature this product, and I can't do it in batches because I'm not making that new thing for another month or whatever.
Right, exactly, yeah. I try to be like pretty good about like letting people know, like with holidays coming up, like what we have available, and like I have like a general like schedule for that kind of stuff. But besides
because you don't post your Thanksgiving specials the day before, so you have lead times.
And like it's on people's radar and all that good stuff.
Did you ever think of taking all the stuff that's in your brain and putting it on paper so that you could have one of your employees, you know what I mean?
That's a really good idea, Dave.
Every now and then. You know what I mean? Like an operating manual.
Systems creation is a big part of owning business.
Systems creation.
Yeah.
I like that. Did you coin that phrase just now?
I don't know. I've probably heard it somewhere. I can't take credit for it, but I don't know where I've heard it. But like, I feel like all of running a business is just building systems. If you ever want to not have to do every single little thing, right? You have to build a system so you can teach it to somebody else. So
right.
And I think at this point with social media, I think if I ever wanted to pass it off, it wouldn't be hard for me to create that system because I know it so well at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I think if I get to the point where I want to pass off social media, it will be really easy for me to create that on the fly and get it to them. So.
And then you would see holes in it as you're going.
Right.
Oh, I forgot. We should do a Christmas post right after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So speaking of social media, what are you thinking? And my most advanced thing is Instagram. I do TikTok. I watch TikTok.
Yeah.
Too much because,
It's addicting.
I know.
It's so addicting. I heard this the other day. Do you know how much time the average American spends on social media, on like a TikTok type video thing? Like watching them.
Oh, you mean like once you start watching a TikTok, how long are you addicted for that?
TikTok or Reels or like Facebook Shorts, all those things.
I bet you 75 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I think it's like, I heard, again, this is not like a source that I'm sure. Like
I'm not going to say where. Footnote, where did you find that?
It was told to me, but he said 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Which you think about average American, like we're talking like average American, so that's like all these people. 55, that's a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
for like, yeah, isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, that like addiction to that platform, there's something about it.
And the TikTok, I like it because I liked it better when there was a 1 minute limit.
Yeah.
Now, what, you can do 3 or
long,
something?
Yeah.
Because there are some, like, for example, like in the photography industry, and especially with Photoshop and editing, you open Photoshop and there's 1,000 ways to do any given task. Well, you can watch a video. It always gets me on YouTube. 30-second way to do perfect skin retouching. Yeah. Well, then why is it a 27-minute video to teach me this 30-second method? So, but the TikTok version is a minute.
It is.
It's the exact same thing. So that's what I like. And I'm not saying I don't waste time watching people do stupid stuff.
Right.
But there's a lot of educational content. And it's all distilled down to nothing, which I like.
I like that too. I'm the same with cake decorating and like the amount of things like I've like saved from like, oh, that's a really good idea of how to do that thing. Like something I just pick up on how they're decorating a cake is like really helpful. It's really cool. And yeah, I get in and out of it depending on like how maxed out I am in this season, but on Instagram it's the real videos. Right. Yeah. I like making those. Like it's really fun and like people really respond to that content. And it's a super fun, like it's almost like another creative outlet for me. Like it's totally optional, just fun rather than like something I have to do, which is really nice.
And I use on my Instagram, I got Instagram. This is how long ago I got Instagram. The only reason I got Instagram is because back then you couldn't edit your cell phone photos on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you had to get Instagram if you wanted to
photo editing.
Yeah, if you wanted to give it more contrast or adjust the exposure, whatever. So I got Instagram. So that's it. Yeah. And really, I've done very little with it. I don't post daily, weekly. And I get all these requests. Someone wants to follow you on Instagram. I'm like, okie doke, you are going to be disappointed. Because there's nothing on here.
You are going to be disappointed.
And sure enough, well, you don't post anything. I don't use it. And then Facebook, I use that a lot. And Facebook is ideal, in terms of, I don't use it as much for my business probably as I should, but I like it for getting information out on various events and other borough happenings.
You use it really well, and I think you have a good following in the community. Like it's almost like if I know something is crazy going on in Mifflinburg, I go to your page first because you probably posted about it. Yeah.
I should start making things up then.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Free scones.
Free scones at Gable House Bakery.
What's that? What's the restaurant they give the one thing away? It's a free day they have. It's a national. It's like a chain.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like Dunkin' if they would give away free coffee or something.
Right.
Next time they do that, I'm going to put on that Nikki's giving away free donuts.
Free donuts, yeah. Just let me know before you do it, okay?
Yeah, so you can lock the door.
Yeah.
Pull the blinds, lock the door. So, speaking of pull the blinds, this is something I think of a lot because in our small town, there's a lot of people that want money for various things like this league or that team or this. So, and I've often said, like, if I was, I won't name them, but if I was one of the big industries at the ends of town, I would lock the doors and pull the blinds because every time you turn around, it's, hey, we need money for this team.
Yeah.
So, do you have a lot of people saying, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we kind of got a break in COVID.
Oh, yeah,
because there weren't things going on.
Yeah.
And it was kind of nice.
Yeah.
We always want to be involved in our community, and I just like, it feels like such a minimal impact to me to like give a gift certificate to a 50/50 raffle or something. Like it just doesn't. We got requested so often, like especially like these last couple of months, it's really picked up again. It's been like 4 or 5 a week that people like whether it's a sports team or it's been a lot, and I really struggle with it because I don't like to say no to people. But I did come up with like a giving policy that, again, I have a hard time referencing because even if somebody's standing in front of you, it's like, I'm sorry, you don't need our giving policy. Yeah. But like, for me, it's like, I want to give to 501c3s. I want to, for me, mostly focused on families in need in our area. Right. Like, I try to focus this in so that we can say that just, I love your Aunt Susie and I'm really sorry she's going through cancer, but I have a giving policy and I can't, it's really hard, because people do these things for their family members and I have a hard time saying no, but if I gave to everybody, I wouldn't.
The case would be empty.
It would.
And there'd be people coming in with gift certificates.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have to be strategic in how I give so we can maximize our impact. And I feel like, yeah, it's hard, especially as a small business.
Well, in your situation too, living so close, obviously, you can't say, well, we need to talk to corporate.
Yeah.
No, you don't. You live upstairs.
There's no one to pass the buck to.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it is me. And so it's really hard. It's something I struggle with all the time. But
I've looked at, like, I get a lot of requests too, and I started, it's not a hard and fast rule, but one thing I started to not donate to is the so-called Chinese auctions.
Yeah, those are
because, and I didn't know how they worked at first, but you put tickets in a bag, and then whoever, so there's no investment, not much of an investment. Someone might have put a 25-cent ticket in a bag and they won a photo shoot.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they don't value it because they want it for a quarter. And when you said about employees not showing, I've had that happen so many times. Like, we won this thing. Okay, well, here's your session. All right, nobody shows up. And I could have booked a regular session.
Right.
Okay, let's reschedule you. Okay, again, don't show up. Oh, yeah, was that today? It sure was.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah, so I now, what I find is that, and you may have seen this too, but when there's like a live auction, those I donate to. Because someone just paid, they know it's worth $150, and maybe it was a good cause, so they paid $130, or maybe they paid $250.
Yeah, exactly.
So now they value it, and they're not, and now, what I find though is the other side of the coin where I have to talk people out of it. It'll be something like this. Listen, my son has a fever, but it's only 102, so we're coming in for the photo. No. And I'll be like, no.
It's okay.
Let's reschedule.
Yeah, I know.
Well, no, we were scheduled. We don't want to lose out. No, that's okay. Yeah. I know it expires, but we'll honor
reschedule.
it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I never saw that coming, but it was, So, and so like around Christmas time, do you do a lot of gift certificates or gift cards? Or?
Yeah, gift certificates at Christmas time are huge.
So how advanced are your gift certificates? Is it like a plastic card now, or is it a piece of paper?
It's a printed out thing. Yeah. I want to do the plastic cards, but they're like expensive.
I don't know. I kind of like the earthy,
the earthiness of like an
actual certificate.
Old-fashioned gift certificate. Yeah. That's what we do. Gift certificates are like, for the small businesses, they're great because people will buy them and then they don't always redeem them. Oh. So you're basically giving a loan to a small business. You're giving like an interest-free loan to a small business by buying a gift certificate. And then if you give it to somebody like who doesn't redeem it, like it's like you paid us and then they don't redeem it. It's like, okay, like you just gave it a gift of $25 to a small business. Good job.
I hope they don't all show up at once.
We do put an expiration on ours.
There's $4,000 worth of gift certificate people in the lobby.
Just waiting.
Like on the It's a Wonderful Life, and everyone stormed the bank. That would be in your lobby.
But you can't force people to redeem gift certificates. So if you care about small businesses, seriously, an amazing gift you can give them is to buy gift certificates because it's giving them an interest-free loan.
I never thought of it that way, but that's exactly true.
Yeah.
And I like I said, and for my business, I put them in a little box, so they don't just hand, here's your piece of paper. It looks more like a gift.
Yeah, for you too.
Dresses it
it's
up
like a high
bit.
Value.
Yeah.
Like a photo shoot or something like that. Yeah.
I can't imagine someone getting a Gable House gift certificate and not liking it.
Yeah.
How would they not get that and be like, well, whatever. I'd be like, yes. Unless they're from Tioga County.
Yeah, unless they're from Tioga County and they actually are trying to get a gift certificate from the other bakery. Then it's not so great. But it's sometimes people our expiration date is over a year after, but still sometimes people
I get a lot of calls the night before. Hey, this expires tomorrow. No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. That's what, and that's the thing.
We want to be outside family pictures, but it's February. Oh, well, don't worry about it.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know. That's what people come in and it's like, oh, this expired last week. I'm like, it's fine. Just use it anyway.
You know what I do? The stuff you have left over, just keep that.
Just keep the stuff we have left over.
And from the case, and say it expired last week. You get the bread I got last week. Here's last week's donut, because that's what your gift certificate's good for.
We do keep
Are stuff is that rubbery? No, you should have been in here when you had a good gift certificate.
At the end of the week, my mom always comes and picks up leftover baked goods and puts them in her freezer, and then we donate them to a local place that does food giveaways every month. Good. So we do have about a month's worth of baked goods in the freezer that we can give people. Yeah.
Have you ever heard any reports how well does your stuff freeze? No one freezes your stuff other than that.
People ask me that regularly.
Really?
Like they aren't going to have it till next week or whatever, and I'm like, honestly, I don't know because I'm not I'm not doing like product tests on how well my stuff freezes. So I try to give them advice based on like what I know about a particular product, but like I'm like, I don't really know.
Who buys something at your bakery and says, I'm not going to eat it till next week? Because I can tell you, I live a block and a half away, and 2 of the sticky buns are gone before I get to my house. If I walked 4. I can't imagine.
You never know.
I can't imagine having the willpower to save it.
Some folks come from out of the area and they want to stock up, and some people want to ship stuff, and so they'll freeze it first and ship it.
You're like the Middlesworth chips of the bakery world.
Yeah.
I can only get them when I'm in town.
Yeah, I can only get them in town, so I'm going to stock up, get those big, like, boxes. Do they still make those?
Probably.
Middlesworth chips, like the big, like, box that has...
Ah!
You know what I'm talking
about?
about?
Yeah. I think they do.
I haven't seen those in forever.
That's because you don't eat enough chips. You're just getting the normal bag.
The normal bag.
Yeah. So, when you say people come and stock, so, and obviously Chris Kindle, there's a big draw, like people up and down the East Coast, but normally, on a normal day, who's wandered in and you're like, you're from where?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always surprised when somebody says, like, we drove down from Williamsport or whatever. Like, we get that pretty often, though, so that pretty used to.
Are they going somewhere, or you're the destination? That's awesome.
We get that, yeah. It's really cool. I mean, sometimes they're obviously
flattering and honoring.
It's really nice, yeah. Like, we have a guy who'll come up, like, I forget where he's from, but it's like 2 hours away, and he'll come up just for her bread.
Wow.
And that's like what he's doing that day, you know?
Holy cow, that is awesome.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, that kind of stuff is great. And yeah, we've met some really, really amazing people, especially Chris Kindle and stuff like that from all over. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
To be a destination, I think, is once you get that, it doesn't go away.
It doesn't, yeah. It's been really cool to like see like our name spread. It's been really, really cool.
Have you been able to kind of, I mean, you're not sitting down and charting it, but you've seen that, like, like, wow, we're getting a lot more people from Williamsport, and now...
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, it was like the first, like, I would say 4 years through COVID, it was kind of like, a lot of people come in and are like, I've never heard of that, or like, I didn't know you guys were here, or whatever, and now, like, I hear people talk about Gable House, like, in passing, and it's, like, become, like, a
household name.
That's a little, I'm not sure a household name, but like
we're going down to the GH.
Yeah.
GHB.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
You're vetoing that one?
Yeah. I thought about that before I thought, I'm going to tell Nikki, if she ever decides to go with an acronym, GHB is not.
Why not?
GHB is like the gamma beauty hydroxybutyryl. It's a date rape drug.
Oh my gosh, is it really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's gamma hydroxybutyryl. Yeah. And I always meant to say, don't ever do a logo that says GHB.
I was actually just thinking about doing that. I'm so glad you said that.
No, I would not recommend that.
Oh, man.
Who knows what it would do for business?
Who knows? Oh, man. No, that's depressing. Okay. But yeah, no, I think...
And don't start like a coffee brand or something like that. GHB coffee.
GHB coffee. No, that's also not good.
Bill Cosby would be calling it. Do you deliver?
Oh, no, Dave.
That's terrible.
That's a bad...
And no, I wanted it out. I am who I am. So stay away from that as an actor.
Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
The one thing there was one back when I was doing a lot of advertising work, I would have people call and try and sell me websites for clients. And I was doing work for, when Keith Phelps managed the Country Farm and Home. And the parent company, of course, was Farmers Exchange. And they ended up getting the website, because you should.
Yeah.
But Farmers Exchange, if you look at it, it also says farmersexchange.com.
It does.
And the guy's like, we would like to build you a website. Farmers Exchange. I said, yeah, I don't know if we're interested in that or not, because could have other meetings. He's like, what are you talking about? I said, well, think about this.
Oh man, I never.
So it's on the side of the trucks, but it's all lowercase.
Yeah.
And you can actually, with a web domain, it doesn't have to be all lowercase. You can capitalize it. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
But now we'll probably stay away from that.
Yeah.
There's been a handful of things like that over the years.
Oh my word.
Talk people out. Safety first.
Safety first.
So let's I still didn't get to talk big picture because I keep getting caught up in these little bitty details.
Before we run out of time. Go.
Okay. Before we run out of time.
Are we going to do part 4?
We're here, yeah, maybe. It's a mini-series. It's the Gable House Bakery mini-series.
Yeah.
All right, so this is what I wanted to ask you in part 2.
Yes.
Now we're here in part.
Now we're here, yeah.
So, remember I said, what about the big picture? What about downtown Mifflinburg?
Yeah.
So, I want to know, like, what is your vision? If, and like, don't worry about the fact that they're like zoning and all that.
Yeah.
Talk to me, like, what would you like to see in the next 4 or 5 years?
Man, yeah, I really appreciate where Mifflinburg's come from, right? Like this sense of like this buggy town thing,
right? And
the sense that like there's a craftsmanship, a building like that we're known for, and as much as like sometimes I'm like we almost need to shed some buggy town identity because it feels a little hokey or whatever. I really appreciate like the heritage of like we are people who make and create, and the people who I'm seeing being drawn to Mifflinburg are people who make and create, and it's very cool. Like you look at the artisan co-op, that's all people who are like making things, and then you have Joe at Tomahawks, like he makes everything from scratch. Like we make everything from scratch. Like it's a craft. Like we aren't just like getting in a bunch of frozen stuff and putting it in a fryer, And you look at Danny at 45 West. You look at Abe's. You look at you keep going. Like you look at Stam's. You look at Oma's. Like he makes some of the furniture in Oma's. I can keep going. Like down even. Yeah, I could just keep going. It just feels like
so it does continue that legacy of creating.
Yeah, like being a craftsman.
Yeah.
And I love that, and I think if Mifflinburg can lean into that and like really become a place where people know they can get amazing, unique, handmade, quality things, and there's a lot of culture that comes with that. Like you have a lot of like people will learn like a trade. I think there's so much value in that, and I would love to see Mifflinburg be a vibrant place of that. Because with that is not just like, we know how to do like an old craft. It's also innovation, right? So innovating in food, innovating in woodworking, innovating in all these areas, in photography, right? That like we can be a place where people can really learn and grow and like move crafts forward. Right. I think that would be amazing. Like for me, that's like vision for like who we could be. Right.
There was a lady who was in town as a business person back when there wasn't a core of businesses to hold any given business, and she was in the space, that little building where Buffalo Valley Trading Post and Boutique is, where Sonia and Miranda are.
Yeah.
So she was in there, and it was called, I wish I could think, but it was something school. I wish I could think of her daughter's name. Her daughter's name was Summer or Heaven. Anyway, but she was, if you look up the things in the Foxfire books, she was all about teaching people those things.
Oh, and yes, like the candle making and like
stuff like that. All that open hearth cooking, all that. And I thought, man, I wish she was still around. She ended up, I think she got married and moved to the Philadelphia area or something. Yeah. Thankful Sage Farm School.
Okay, there you go.
And her daughter's name was Thankful.
Oh, okay.
But it was such a neat, interesting way of thinking about things and doing things, but it just wasn't, we weren't ready for it then. Yeah. And I think if she would come back now, it would be like, she would fit right in.
Yeah. That's what, I mean, obviously, with all of that comes like this, like that type of thing. I would think will draw people to Mifflinburg, and of course, like economically, then there's a lot that happens and builds. But and like seeing a vibrant downtown where people are walking around. Maybe we have some more murals, and we have like I don't know. That would be amazing.
So, and I consider you one of the originals that started this whole trend.
In downtown?
I mean, how do you feel about being one of the original driving forces in downtown Mifflinburg?
That makes me so uncomfortable.
Good, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
You should be proud of it.
I guess. Proud maybe, but like every time, like I see all the people who paved the way before me, right? And like Mifflinburg had been through a bit of a hard time business-wise, like in the downtown specifically. Yeah. But even then, like there are people who have been in Mifflinburg for a long, long time. Yeah. You've been here for a long time. Like OIP Amy's Frosty Freeze, like Cole's Hardware, like Larry's, like they've been here so long, like Pompeii, like she's been here 14 years and she's done amazing things. Like I could keep going. Like they weren't in the downtown, but they were here and they chose to be here. And it's really cool that I happened to go into the downtown before it started thriving. I'm really thankful I was helped to maybe till the soil a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And that is so true. And that's something you should be proud of.
Yeah, I am. I'm really thankful. Like, but that's the thing. It just feels like luck to me. It's not like I like sat down and had this strategic plan. Yeah. Like like it was just like I feel like this could be valuable and I'm gonna try it and see what happens. And
not like just like we did it in practice.
Yeah, like and then we're gonna recruit all these other business owners. It's gonna be great. Like no, like it was like I was hanging on and like just living on a wing and a prayer kind of thing.
But I think you set a great example.
Thank you.
This can be done, and we're gonna try.
Yeah.
So
I'm if we can be a business that brought some hope that there's possibilities, then I can own that. That's very cool.
I think we have both of those things, hope and possibilities.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you
for taking time out of your busy day.
Yeah, I'm honored.
You rocked it.
Thank you. So did you. This was very fun.
Well, we'll do it again. Part 9,
honestly,
part 10, part 11.
Let me know. Happy to come.
When you develop some new recipes, you're gonna have to come and share them.
Yeah, like just share all the secrets.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, butter! No wonder. Excellent.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.